Hello everyone, you are watching my JEE Physics channel and I am Anant. Today we are going to discuss about electric lines of forces, which usually called as electric field lines also. Okay, so there are two naming for this concept, so both are okay. Before going into the video, if you are watching this channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, so that you will get better videos and more number of videos, okay, in the future. Let us get into the concept. These electric field lines or electric lines of forces are purely imaginary lines. You can see here imaginary lines drawn in the space around the charge. If I am taking the one charge, around the charge we are drawing the lines so that we can visualize or we can imagine the field, how the field around the charge. So the main purpose of this field lines is to, one has to get an idea how the field is, okay, and that is one important idea. Second idea is, as these are imaginary lines, so I can draw lines according to my choice, or somebody is drawing the field lines, he will draw according to his choice. That means there should be some coincidence between me and the other person drawings, okay. So to match these drawings, or both the drawings has to convey the same meaning, okay, in order to maintain both the drawings that convey the same meaning, what people has done, they defined some rules, or you can say that some properties for these field lines, so that while drawing the field lines we need to follow that. If you are following, then whether I draw the field lines or somebody drawing the field lines, both will get the same ideology, or both will give you the idea of the field in the similar manner, okay. And before going to the properties of these field lines, first I am supposing that this is the field line, okay. So while drawing the field line, one has to keep in his mind that at any point of the field line, okay, if I am drawing a tangent, see this is the tangent I am drawing in the sense of the field line, okay. So this is the tangent drawn in the sense of field line. So then if I draw the tangent at any point, tangent should give the direction of, okay, will give us the direction of what? Field, electric field, or basic electric field at this point. So tangent direction and electric field direction should coincide, okay. So by using the field line we can identify the direction of electric field at any point just by drawing a tangent. And second important point is, not only we have to represent the field direction, these electric field lines will also represent the magnitude of electric field. How? Suppose that I am having the field line something like this. Okay, these are the field lines which are in the sense of left to rightward. Suppose if I am taking the one unit normal area, if I am taking the same unit normal area, both areas are same, suppose. Now I have to see that how many field lines are crossing this unit normal area. So the number of field lines crossing unit normal area will be proportional to magnitude of electric field at that point. Suppose this is A and this is B point, suppose, okay. So what is the other important property for field line is number of field lines or lines of forces. So mostly I use the term of field line, some people use the lines of force also. Number of field lines crossing per unit normal area. So what is the normal area means? Perpendicular area. You have to take the area perpendicular to field lines. Will be proportional to, okay, magnitude of electric field at that point. Okay, so these are the two basic things to be followed while drawing the electric field lines. If you draw tangent, you will get the field line direction. If you are checking how many field lines are crossing per unit normal area, then that will give you magnitude of electric field at that place. So according to my diagram, I can conclude that electric field strength at A point or electric field magnitude at A point will be greater than electric field strength at B point, because if I take unit normal area here, 3 field lines are crossing, but here only 1 field line is crossing. So I can say that magnitude of field line or field strength is more here and less over here. Okay, so these are the basic properties to be followed by electric field line. Let us see the properties of electric field lines. Okay, so the first property goes, no two field lines cross each other. So why two field lines should not cross each other? While drawing, we should not draw something like this. This is the one field line, and if I draw one more field line like this, so one field line is crossing the other, because it is contradict the first idea. What is the first idea? Is at any point if you draw the tangent direction will give you what? Electric field direction. So this is the point where two field lines are crossing. Then how many tangents will exist? You will get two tangents. This is one tangent for the one field line. So I will get one more field line, something like this, tangent, other tangent. So there are two tangents, T1, T2. That means at this point, according to our previous definitions, at that point we will get two electric field directions, which is not possible. At a point, the field direction will be a single direction, not of two ways. So that means no two field lines should cross each other. So that is the first property we have to maintain while drawing the field lines. The second one is, while drawing the field lines, always field lines originate from the positive charge. So field line will start from the positive charge and field line will end with the negative charge also, something like this. Suppose that if I am taking the only positive charge, then field lines will start from the positive charge, will go away, and the field lines are always radially outward for single positive charge, and where they are terminating at infinity. That one I wrote. See, there is no condition that field line always will terminate at negative charge. It can be terminated at infinity also. Yes. Here one more important point should be remembered by the viewers. That is what? Suppose a field line is there. Field line is always tend to end with infinity rather than negative charge. So field line always will give importance for termination at infinity than negative charge. So here there is no other charge is there, only positive charge. If I take, it will start from positive and with infinity. So all field lines will get radial away. Similarly, if I take only negative charge, isolated negative charge, don't think that positive and negative I am keeping side by side. If I am taking only negative charge, then field lines will be towards the negative charge and which will originate at infinity. So origination or termination, okay, origination or termination will happen either positive charge or negative charge, and third one is infinity. From infinity it can originate and it can terminate at negative. It can originate from positive, can terminate at infinity. Okay, these are individual charges. Suppose if I am keeping the positive charge and negative charge side by side. Understood? Now I am keeping positive and negative side by side. Then there will be field line starting from positive and end with the negative. Positive and end with the negative, and so like this you will get the some field lines. This is the field line shape for positive and negative charges given. So whenever positive and negative is there, it will originate at positive and terminate at negative, and these field lines will terminate at infinity. Okay, some field lines will terminate at infinity, some field lines may terminate at negative charge also. So like this, termination and origination will happen. Next we go with two other important properties for field lines. The third point is, always field lines originate or terminate. We know, we have seen that already. Origination will happen from the positive charge and termination will happen from, happen at negative charge, or at infinity also can happen. Okay, so excluding infinity, positive and negative are originating and terminating. So now field lines originate or terminate at positive and negative charges, we know that, but they terminate normal to the surface. That means the field line should be originating or terminating from a surface, should be perpendicular to the surface, something like this. Suppose if I am keeping a one plate with negative charge, imagine this is completely negatively charged, and I am having the positive charge here, so positive and negative, then there will be field lines from positive to negative, it will originate. This I am taking as point charge, and this is a plate, imagine like a plate, okay, so then the field line will originate, as it is a point, it will originate something radial outward, okay, but while terminating, the field line will be perpendicular to the plate, something like this. So obviously one field line will be there, which is exactly like this along the line joining of midpoint of the plate and charge also. You can take symmetry, bisymmetry if you are taking. See, a lot of conditions will be involved here, but I want to explain the field line is normal to the surface, that's it. So if you want to go for charge distributions and field line strength and field line density, then it goes on. It is a big topic to discuss about it. Okay. So then again, field line will originate over here and end in such a way that field lines are perpendicular to the surface. Understood this part? Next. And fourth important point related to field lines is, we see, as I told you that, as we have learned from the field lines, these are imaginary lines drawn in the space around the charge, right? As these are imaginary lines, I can draw some number of field lines. If somebody is drawing, he will draw some other number of field lines. Like that, person to person, the perception, or you can say that the way drawing the field lines will change. Okay, so I will draw 10 field lines, somebody will draw the 20 field lines. So then there will be some irregularity in drawing the number of field lines. So that's why to make all drawings into one particular, roof, taken to under particular roof, then they have specified one rule, that is what? Number of field lines drawn from a charge should be proportional to its magnitude. What does mean? It means, suppose that I am taking the plus 2q. Plus 2q is 1 point charge. I am taking the minus q is the other charge. Now this is 2 times, this is 1 time, if you are taking a ratio. Okay. So then from positive charge to negative charge, I can draw the field line. Positive to negative, one more field line, like this, third. Okay. So these are the field lines I am drawing. So if I draw this field line diagram like this is a wrong diagram. Why? Because now if you see the 2q charge, how many field lines are originating from the 2q? Total 5 field lines are originating from 2q. Whereas at minus q, total field lines are originating are 5. So the number of field lines originating and terminating, sorry. At minus q it will terminate. At minus q, what is the number of field lines terminates? 5. Originate will be 5. The ratio of number of field lines will be 1:1. Okay, but charge magnitude is 2:1. That means we have to draw some more field lines at 2q charge in such a way that, what? In such a way that now the field line number ratio has to be similar. How? Now see, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 field lines are originating from 2q and terminating field lines are 5. So field line ratio also 2:1. So the field line ratio and charge magnitude ratio has to be same. So in that way only you have to draw the field lines. That means if you know the number of field lines, you can go for, or you can get an idea related to magnitude of the charge. So next we go with other important properties of electric field lines. The fifth important property is what? Electric field lines never form closed loop. That means you never find the field lines something like this. So this won't be what? Electric field line. If field line never form the closed loop, I'm talking about electrostatic field. Electrostatic field line never form closed loop. Why? Because suppose if it is forming a closed loop, then I'm taking the one positive charge at one place, and I'm moving along the field line. If I'm moving the positive charge along the field line and taking to the same point, then what is the total work done? Total work done in this round trip is not equal to 0, because we are moving along the charge particle along the field direction. Because at any place if you draw the tangent, that will give you field direction. It is nothing but force direction also. Okay, so if I am keeping a one charge over here, then force direction and displacement direction both will be same. So if you are taking from one point and coming back to the same point, work done in making the charge in this round trip is not equal to 0, that means what is it, that electrostatic force will be forces in this case. If I'm talking about this part, okay. So electrostatic force is, you will get as non-conservative, which isn't contradictory. Okay, electrostatic force is not non-conservative, which is wrong thing. So that means it should not be non-conservative. Conservative, that means a work done in round trip has to be 0. That means electric field line should not form any closed loop. I hope you understood. Okay. And the next one is, electric field lines never penetrate into the conductor. Why? Because if I am taking a conductor, this is conducting sphere, conducting solid sphere, what is the field inside the conductor is always 0. Field inside the conductor will be 0. That we talk about in coming session, that is called as Gauss law. Okay. So electric field lines will be linked to the electric flux linked with the Gauss law. So there we discuss all these things. So if I am taking a conductor, suppose conductor is kept in a field, external field continuity. This is the external field. This is the external field, uniform field. In this we kept a one conducting sphere. Even this is came in J advance also. So then what will happen? These field lines will bend over here, something like this. Field lines will bend because we know that field lines always form perpendicular, normal. Either they end or originate. What is that? Normal to the surface only. So you will find some negative charge induced. This is called as induced charge. So we will have a separate video on this induced charges. Don't worry. Okay. And positive charge will be there on this side. And what is the field inside this conductor is 0. That means field lines won't penetrate into it, but field lines will be stopped at the surface. They end with the negative. Again they originate at the positive. Something like this. Again they form the, or they follow the normal, field line is normal at the surface. So something like field lines will end over here and come out of in this way, the way I draw the figure. But what is the field line inside the conductor is? There should not be any field line. So anywhere, whenever conductor is kept, the field line should not penetrate into the conductor. Suppose that if I am keeping a one conducting slab in the field again, in the uniform field, then obviously field lines will be something like this. You will find some negative charge over here on this end, and you will see that some positive charges on this end, and field lines will originate here and field lines will terminate. But you should not draw any field line in the conductor. Okay. So these are some important points related to electric field lines. So we end this electric field line concept with a important idea, okay, or logic to remember. That is, most of the books or most of the teachers, okay, will explain in electric field line in such a way that electric field line is the path followed by charged particle in the electric field. Okay, electric field line is something like this. Suppose if I am taking the positive charge, okay, so how to draw the field line? Suppose if I am leaving the one positive charge here, then how it will travel? It will travel like this. So this is the path followed by the charged particle. Then people will take that this is the field line. Like that, if you leave the charged particle over here, it will travel in this way. So like that, you will get the field line due to positive charge will be radial away. So in this part, it is simply path followed by the charged particle. You can call it as electric field line. No problem in this. But it is not always. Okay. That means if I am keeping the positive charge here, negative charge here. Understood? If I am leaving the charged particle at this place, actually field line will be something like this. If I am leaving the charged particle here, maybe because of electric field, what will happen? It will try to go in this direction. But once its velocity is in one direction, field direction is in another direction, so it may or may not follow the field line. Understood? So not always. We cannot take the path followed by the charged particle as field line always. Whenever field lines are straight line, then you can take the path followed by the charged particle as field line. But whenever field lines are curved lines, we cannot take path followed by the charged particle as field line. Okay. So whatever statement I wrote, electric field line is not the path followed by charged particle always. That means it's sometimes correct, partially correct and partially wrong. So please don't go for definition of or that electric field line as path followed by charged particle in the field is called as electric field line. Maybe or may not be. Okay. So please subscribe the channel for more videos and hit the bell icon for new notifications.